Oh shit! It is! Inside the PFL, Season 8, Week 1. I am your former champion, El Zubador, Joe, joined as I am ever by the Sheriff Director of Entertainment, Mario.
Hello.
Hello, Mario. How you doing? How'd you like Week 1 as we went into it here?
Wasn't too bad. Everyone's still getting, their feet off the ground.
I gotta tell you, our co-commish Manny, who could not be here because he learned, I don't know if it's not his surprise birthday party. He had to go to a surprise birthday party. He's a little mad that people were giving up the big pluses this week.
Yeah, but like I said, everyone's just figuring things out. You know what I mean? Team flow. It's all about learning team flow.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that, hello, Drac. Drac is here. We'll be talking about Drac's win pretty later on, but either way, let's move on to the fancy new setup I got here for Inside the PFL this season. Oh, they didn't turn off my fades good. Ooh! All right, so here were all of the matches for the week, and we're going to be going in order here. So the match that kicked off the season, one of the more exciting matches, I'd say, if only because it was very close, was old Manny, our good boy Manny, as we were just talking about him here, going up against Tristan, getting the +1, a very close victory. Trick Room does not seem like it's fun to deal with, Mario.
It really isn't. I run UU Trick Room, and it is a bitch to get around. If you throw Trick Room in Trick Room's face, or unless you run, 6 people with taunt.
Or you do what Manny did, which is he brought Protect on basically everyone.
Yeah, burn out the turns. That's another one. Burn out the turn. But then you're also limiting yourself.
That's true. So I think that Manny's +1 here was definitely hard-earned. There was a lot of bold switching, I'd say. Early on, there were things like... Oh no, why am I blanking on it now? Oh shit, I can't edit this part out. Oh no, there were bad switches, I'd say. I thought I put in one good switch and one bad switch, but I put in 2 bad ones. Like Keldeo switching in on the Z Fly, which is not a fun time for anybody.
No.
Keldeo was pretty much one of his only special attackers there too, leaving him with in a bit of a pickle, and switching Ditto in on Conkeldurr as well when it was clearly Guts Conkeldurr, of course. It was burned, so Ditto doesn't get that kind of fun bonus.
No. They're there with presumed Choice Scarf Conkeldurr.
And yeah, there were a lot of mock punches going on there that Ditto just couldn't really keep up with.
No. Guts Conkeldurr on a UU team is a bit of a monster. Or on a Tricker.
I mean, as we've seen, Conkeldurr in general is a bit of a monster.
Yeah.
There was a lot of... Basically, the only hope that Manny had in this match was going back to Mega Audino again and again on several level occasions, just hitting that wish and bringing Dragonite back in to hopefully keep the multi-scale up.
Which is definitely something exciting for him. I want to see how he utilizes it for the rest of the season, because that's going to be a monster of a wish.
Oh yeah, not many people have really used Dragonite to great effect either, so Manny, not necessarily the dragon guy, but I'm curious to see what he does there.
Still the fire guy.
I feel like also as well, with Dragonite, Escavalier came in, and this is a presumably banded Escavalier, because it hit Mega Horn like 2 or 3 times on Dragonite. I feel like you want to go Ironhead there, unless Ironhead was not there, because banded Ironhead probably would have killed him.
Probably would have wrecked him.
Escav, a favorite of mine who I dropped too soon because I didn't have a Trick Room team. A little slow, doesn't have the benefit of a bullet punch like a Scizor does, but that's pretty much how it goes. And I think that the best part of the match was Manny gets the +1, Trick Room is up, and Dragonite has to come in. It's all he has left, and the fastest Pokemon on Tristan's team is all he had. That you'd think that you get Lando Eye, you get that 101 speed, hey, this will be great, and then suddenly under Trick Room, Dragonite is faster than you.
Yeah, that's the one downside to a Trick Room team. We try to bring something to speed. Sometimes it bites you in the ass.
I believe that Manny did not tell me, but I believe he was throwing around that he was using Iron Ball Ditto as well. So
That is hilarious. That is a scarf.
we didn't get to see it, but I'd like to think that it happened.
In draft format, it's hard to play into Trick Room because you know it's coming, but like you never know. When I did that against James in season 2, and it bit me in the ass real hard.
Oh yeah, I was there for you prepping for that game.
Yeah.
Let's move on then to Jack over Mike +3. Mike himself is one to admit, and he will admit later from a pre-recorded segment, he lost this on turn 1.
Yeah, I don't know why he didn't see Focus Sash Cloister coming, because that is the play.
That kind of is the play. I'm thinking that
Nobody
I don't know.
liked it.
I don't know why he went with Life Orb. First of all, I told him before the match, hey, if you want webs up, you should put fucking Focus Sash on him.
Yeah.
Which it wouldn't have mattered because of the icicle spear. But
That was probably he knew that. He probably assumed he was gonna,
probably, but it didn't give him the chance to set out webs, and as a result, nothing happened. Pretty much, he. Cloister got 1 kill. It was there for what it needed to do, really, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, served its purpose.
Rhyperior came in. Mike was really jazzed about weakness policy Rhyperior, but he kind of played it wrong to where Rhyperior was brought in as to take a hit, to tank a defensive hit, to be a tank rather than to take advantage of the fact that he's fucking a monster with weakness policy activated.
Yeah, too soon. Learn your lesson. If you're gonna drop something like weakness policy.
No, weakness poly. That's right. I feel like this is a lesson that Mike has not learned. It's been a constant problem for him of just bringing in a guy who should be cleaning up way too early.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of us do that sometimes, though.
We
get confused.
You didn't miss much, Murphy. Welcome. We only talked about 1 match so far, and it wasn't your match, so that'll be coming soonish. As well, I don't think it would have helped Mike. He was pretty much done at the end. He did not go for Mach Punch with Hitmontop out. You always assume that's going to happen, and then Hitmontop just eats it and dies.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. We don't have a lot to talk about. Let's just skip right ahead here. Murphy over Thomas +4. It was a meme battle. That's not worth talking about.
Yeah, sorry, bud.
So, Garrison over Rob +3.
Ah.
Let's go ahead and switch the icons up here. Garrison versus Rob. Terrakian to God, first of all.
Yeah.
There are many mons that I love that I had that I'm sad that I dropped. And Terrakian being one of them, who can be an absolute manster.
So good. What is that man's attack, 128?
It's thereabouts. It's a very high number that I'm scared of, and it's got 108 speed, so...
Yeah. It's got weird numbers. Yeah, like 108 speed. I'm pretty sure, maybe it's 128 attack. And his defense is somewhere up there, too.
The rock type doesn't help it much. It's probably its biggest weakness, but either way, that man can be a destroyer when brought in here. And we've got, actually, Jack is here providing a little insight into his match with Mike. If saying that, if Hitmontop had Mach Punched Darmanitan, he would have got a Mach Punch off on Mega Beedrill, and considering that the drill run at the end did not kill KB, Mega Beedrill probably would have died. So
yeah.
Then again, +2, but the plus, every plus counts.
Every plus matters.
So Mike not taking advantage there. Hopefully not going to come back. If Mike misses the playoffs by fucking +1,
and now we know why.
We're going to know why it happened, because he didn't click Mach Punch, the stupid motherfucker.
He lost the season turn 1 week 1. The game started, and he lost everything.
Back to Garrison and Rob here. A very weird thing, which we noted in the live broadcast of the battle. So Slacking comes in, it hits a Giga Impact, Mian Shao comes in, and Rob chooses to use Fake Out rather than something like Swords Dance.
Yeah.
I think with the weird set that he had on Mian Shao, it seemed like it was possibly, I don't know if it was Expert Belt or something, because it was like acrobatics. I think he had HJK, Fake Out, and Drain Punch. So,
yeah.
No, you take Fake Out. I mean, Fake Out's useful, obviously, but, like, you find yourself in that position, and you want to, I mean, at least switch in something that can boost.
Yeah, and I also think that he should have taken out acrobatics for possibly, Zen Headbutt. I feel like it was there to deal with.
Yeah, it might not have been holding an item because of acrobatics, which again is just a missed opportunity then at that point.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Life Orb Zen Headbutt would do more damage.
Probably. So we'll call that missed opportunities. I think
you got that clutch unintentional. What did he have? Like Mesprit or something like that, or with Thunder Punch against it was.
Yeah, it was against Gyarados. I think all it succeeded in doing was breaking a sub, but still, either way.
The point is, I talked to him later. He meant to put Thunder Wave and punch. So if that got him the kill and won him the game, like that would have been the clutchest misclick of all time.
Yeah, that's how you do it. Those are the good misclicks.
But if it did, it would have been amazing.
Oh boy. And Sleep Powder, I think, was also the big factor in the match here, where
status is annoying.
People don't status enough. We're very offensive oriented in the league here, and one status can really screw up how your game, like your entire game plan, basically.
Yeah.
And he got two of them.
Yeah.
So
all those years of good luck on Rob finally starting to wear out.
Oh, I was in complete how fast is this boy territory when I believe the first Sleep Powder came off and put to sleep Mesprit when Venusaur was in fucking dire straits.
Yeah. How fast is this boy?
Alright, so meme battle, not worth talking about. That's the next match on the thing here. Just fuck it, going right over it. We'll talk about you when you have a real match, Thomas. Let's go to Gage over James +4. One of the big surprises of the week, I'd say. This was a division that was designed, Manny said, with Mike shit-talking him all the time, just saying, Manny, you're not in a tough division. You're in a shitty, you always get fucking tomato cans to fight. No. Now it's James, it's former championship caliber player Tristan, still he was in a championship is what I'm saying, not that he's not championship caliber. And Gage, who I believe was one of the more underrated players in the league, all together in one division, and we see that this was a division designed as no free wins, and this shows.
Yeah. Even Gage pulling a fucking grade A win out of his keister here.
Especially when, if you rewatch that battle, the first 6 or 7 turns are all just Queenly Majesty coming out so Scizor can't use Bullet Punch, immunities, fucking taunts, all these things that are just completely fucking Gage. And then we get into why James lost this match, I think, which is he switched a lot.
Way too many times.
He switches in... oh, God damn it, I just said her name. No, I didn't. The one with Queenly Majesty. What the fuck's her name? Yeah. Serena. There we go. He switches in Serena and takes a U-turn rather than supposedly a bullet punch, and suddenly you're at 12% health, which is not where you want to be with Serena when very slow.
Yeah.
It happened with one of his other mons too, to where just everything kind of got worn down just because of a bad switch, and I think that as well, the other big thing, and this will, one missed move can turn the tide of a game. Incineroar comes in, attempts to Willow Salamence, and 85%. There it goes.
and that really blew up in his face.
A little too far to the left there. Yeah, Moxie Salamence. We saw a lot, actually, or we'll see a little later at least, of Pokemon that can boost upon a kill, getting out of hand really quickly.
Yeah.
Salamence started causing terrible problems at that point. And James, I think he's got, I believe, Tristan next week here. No, he doesn't. No, he's in a Conference Cup match. So James has Murphy, which is going to be a tough battle because Murphy as well, a very last season came into his own as one of the premier people in the league, I believe. So I feel like James has the distinct possibility of starting off the season 0-2, which is not where you want to be.
No, never.
But I guess we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Let's switch him up to the next one here. Another, I don't know if I want to say surprise, because, quite frankly, Dave versus Kyle, Dave getting the +2 here. Terrible is one word to describe it.
Yeah, this one was hard to watch.
It's not, okay, the first 30 or so turns, not bad. This was a match that went 79 turns, by the way. So, or thereabouts. It's clear at the beginning, it's two people that have answers, like specific answers for one wall that does not answer the other wall.
Yeah.
So
that's one way to...
You get a lot of something switches in to take care of one thing, the other thing switches in to tank a hit, and then you're back to square one, pretty much. It's just a lot of switching back and forth. Dave built his team terribly in this match, or like what he brought was an absolutely terrible. We talked about mismatches last season with one of the Sneaky and Kyle matches where you're expecting you build your team one way so you are not able to overcome the other team. Like both of them built very passive teams.
Yeah.
But not only that, Entei is there on Dave's side, who does nothing to Mega Blastoise, who does nothing, absolutely nothing to Slowbro, who would have a hard time with fucking Gligar if it came. Yeah. Like, Entei, it came through clutch at the end, but like, Bandit E, you could have had something that could have done more than Bandit E speeds.
Yeah.
I think that, though, really what the biggest problem of the match was, you had Hawlucha out against Mega Sableye, and you're up to 2 Swords Dances, I think, and it isn't enough to take out Mega Sableye when it's sitting there and just throwing Shadow Balls at you, and once Hawlucha's dead, you lose, like, especially with, like, when your team is built in this kind of way, if you only have, like, 1 or 2 actually attacking Pokemon, losing one of them, like, 17 turns into a 70-turn match.
Yeah. You hurt yourself. You
hurt your chances incredibly. What also would have ended the match much faster, put fucking Seismic Toss on Chansey, how about?
Yeah. I mean, I understand why he went Protect, but I was sitting there the whole time like, why is... Toss.
It was Rock's Soft-Boiled Toxic Protect, which is also a taunt nightmare, which is why you want Seismic Toss.
Yeah.
But you could have put Rocks on something else. Chansey's great for Rocks, don't get me wrong.
It's also really good at Seismic Tossing.
Yeah, especially when you're up against Slowbro, who it can only scald you, and you keep fucking... Like, Natty Cure versus Regenerator makes me want to vomit, first of all.
Yeah. Switch in, switch back out.
Watching that go on and on and on and on, it was the worst. The fact that Chansey put up Rocks is probably why he won, all things considered, because he was able to at least wear down Mega Blastoise with Rocks and Toxic every time it came in near the end. But it was... You gotta build your team a little more actively, or at least against Kyle, who we know to be, Kyle's got a nasty Regenerator core, as we saw here. If you're not prepped for it correctly, and I don't know who on Kyle's team had Eviolite, because as soon as I saw that, Hawlucha was down, I was like, I don't think he can knock off the Eviolite now. Chansey's probably gonna win Dave this match. And he did.
Yeah. Chansey proving itself once again how terrifying it is to play again.
It's awful. Moving up to 200, of course.
As well.
All right, so we got here Drac taking on Mitch. For some reason, Drac's icon didn't end up as a PNG, and apparently the icons, or like the boxes that I'm using, aren't completely white. They're like off-white background, so I don't know. Either way, Drac's icon is gonna... What?
No one wouldn't have noticed if you didn't say anything.
No. These are things that I noticed because I like putting some fucking... I like making it look good. It's a razzmatazz, you're right! So, Drac over Mitch, +4. This was... Manny was very angry at the outcome of this match for one specific reason, which is Mitch clutching on to a Lomomola like it's fucking... like it's the cornerstone of the team when it and Zapdos do pretty similar things.
There was a reason for that. I swear there was, and I don't remember what it was. Remember who was the other 4 left?
So when it came down to it, you had Nihilego winning the match for Drac because Nihilego, again, Beast Boost, Scarfed, very scary. What was left on Mitch's team was Alomomola, Volcanion.
On Drax.
What?
On Drax's team.
Oh, what was left on Drac's team at that point?
Yeah.
A lot of stuff if he won +4.
There was a reason that Alomomola needed to stay alive.
No, but I talked about this with Manny a bit too, to where it's kind of understandable from the perspective of switching in Ambipom on it. Because basically what happens is you've got... Whoa! Don't drop plates over there. Anyway.
My nerves.
Anyway, you got Nihilego's out against Zapdos, I believe, or Alomomola, who, as you know, after a Power Gem, it took like 45 to, like, you know, in death territory, basically.
Yeah.
So he switches in Ambipom because it can take... Because rather than, I think what the strategy was there was going to be a Beast Boost if Alomomola was in. You switch something in to take the Power Gem, and hopefully you're faster, which normally Ambipom would be. But of course Nihilego is Scarfed. So 2 Power Gems take down Ambipom, and at that point, +1, +2, +3, and you're done, son.
Yeah, Volcanion was Scarfed. Well, I didn't know, like, he was Volcanion. Volcanion was supposed to be up there. It did.
Yeah, because when
you go, fast Scarfs are annoying, especially when they can set themselves up.
Yeah, as we learned from Monotype Madness, a Pokemon with a Scarf that can hit hard, even if it's a glass cannon, like something like a Noivern, or in this case, things that can set themselves up, like, and you know, your favorite Moxie Scarf Heracross as well. Once you get in a certain position within the game, you can go off, and that's exactly what happened. I was definitely a little concerned because was Ambipom banded? Because it seemed like it was.
It was, yeah.
Okay. Banded Ambipom cut through Mega Gallade and something else, and I was like, oh, that's not good. Ambipom is faster than everything, you know, other than Scarf Nihilego at that point, which, you know, it's faster than everything at face level. Yeah. So this could definitely be a problem. And then, as well, something that I think was a good move by Drac in there pretty early on in the game, he doubles out from Nihilego. He switches in Nihilego on something, then he immediately switches out into Zygarde when Sock came in, and that was basically, you know, at that point something was going to eat Bandit 1,000 Arrows, and it may as well have been Sock. So
that was a tough all around.
A +4, a big +4. I thought it was a lovely win by Drac. First, again, we talked about this with the match with Drac and Mike during the broadcast. Your first win in the draft format, it's not an easy one. But then again, the people that did lose were Mike and Mitch. All right. And the final one we got today, M1 over Dan, +4. He downs the champ in a strong first showing here. What I take away from this match is Hurricane. Hurricane is very scary when it's 100% accurate.
Yeah. That's the way to put it.
I don't know. I mean, like, I understand that with the team that Dan has, it's things that are, like, you've got your water core of Politoed and Kingdra and things that work well with it. But I feel like one without the other... I mean, we saw here, Politoed setting up Hurricanes or setting up Rain to get Hurricanes at 100% for Torn can work very well, but I believe Politoed was also the first Pokemon that Dan lost.
It's unfortunate. Like I said, something like this you have to keep using.
Right, you gotta get a hang for it. I was not one, like, if I brought Politoed, I'm pretty sure Kingdra came 100% of the time when I had Rain, so I feel like they're kind of locked at the hip, but I do understand what he was doing here. Came back to bite him in the end, because, of course, Torn with its fucking 120 speed, it's an absolute blisteringly fast Pokemon. And those Hurricanes, if they hit, would have made it a bit harder. I believe that just when it came down to Sylveon, like when he only had Torn and something else coming out, and Sylveon was out, I was like, okay, he's not getting over Sylveon, so that special defense is very big.
Yeah, it's too much. 95 HP, 130 special defense.
No, you're not getting over that with Hurricanes. Sorry.
Yeah.
I gotta say, though, a good showing as well, because somebody had Mega Mawile once. I don't remember who it was. They didn't do much with it, and in this battle you see why Mega Mawile is a problem, because those +2 Sucker Punches are...
a nightmare.
A nightmare. A complete nightmare, and even if, you bring in Hitmonlee, you're like, alright, I got this. Let me just hit Earthquake with Hitmonlee. That 125 attack or whatever should be enough here. It's not.
Not.
Then you eat a player up and you're dead.
Yeah. And I don't remember what Mawile's HP is, but I know that Mawile is bigger than it looks.
I don't think it's much. I think it might only have 50 HP, but either way, it's still a...
It's like, I know it's got some bulk to it somewhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it could definitely be a problem. The only thing about this match that I'm not a fan of is M1 choosing to not Sucker Punch Tornadus while Mega Mawile. Because when you're at 13% health, all you're doing is hitting Sucker Punch. Because...
Yeah, might as well do something.
Because if they can't burn you...
There was a moment where I was like, why isn't he Sucker Punching?
If they can't burn you, they can't kill you. So, because you can't get toxicked, and you're not taking any more environmental damage. If you can't get, like, fucking whirlwinded or, burned, all you're doing is hitting Sucker Punch and winning.
Yeah. And laughing.
So, yeah, good +4 for M1 here. Oh, I should have put the standings up. God damn it. So I'll remember that for next week. We can go over let's take a look at the standings really quick here. I mean, it's only week 1, but I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm looking at last season's Google Doc. Standings. Here we are. So M1 heading up the Stadium Division at +4. Gage heading up Coliseum at +4. Drac heading up Snap at +4, and Murphy top of Troze +4. The four gang, the four horsemen right there.
The 4 horsemen of having +.
So we're going to talk about trades and pickups really quick. The only trade and pickup, I think I put this on the team card here. So the only trade and pickup this week, you might notice Blaziken is nowhere to be found on Jack's card here. It has been replaced by Noivern, which I think is a great pickup, Mario.
Especially when you already have Darmanitan. You're losing a fighting type, but you're gaining an actual dragon.
Yeah, you don't...
A real dragon on his team now.
Yeah, there were no dragons previously, so getting Noivern in there, we did say that if there was one weakness to Jack's team, it's that the bottom half was a little gimmicky. There were some things missing without a fighting type, I think. Now, this is just me. You drop Linoon, you get Passimian in there, you got yourself a good fighting type.
Nah, keep them. You get one belly drum, extreme speed sweep off.
Everyone thinks Belly Drum Lineup is so good. I can tell you that it's not. It's not as fun.
Nah, don't listen to Joe.
All right, well, we have some other...
Belly Drum Salad Berry Sweep.
Garrison did take Charizard, or didn't he? I don't remember. I feel like normal Charizard wasn't taken, so we might not see Belly Drum Salad Berry Charizard.
Is it Salad Berry? Which berry is it?
I think it's Salic. I think it's Salic Berry. Or because what's Explosion? What's the one you use for that?
+1 priority.
Well, yeah, Salic Berry, that one?
Your priority, the next move.
Yeah, but is that one Salic Berry? I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Whatever. We got some other opinions to get to. Let's go back to the start screen. I should probably make a fun screen for this now, moving forward. Oh yeah, Belly Drum Megazard X. There we go. Murphy going at us with the good shit right there.
Yes.
Please no. All right, I got to open up a thing here. So we've got a brand new segment that I'm going to pause before it starts here. There we go. So everybody enjoy for your ears Mike's Salt Castle.
Now, we going to be able to hear each other?
You know what? I'll leave you unmuted. So there we go. Because I was going to mute us, but now, nope. Here we go. We're playing Mike's Salt Castle. Let's go.
Mute us.
And here we are at Mike's Salt Castle, named by himself seconds ago. Mike, the saltiest motherfucker around here. He's got some thoughts. He's got some opinions. So I'm going to sit back and relax and let Mike talk it out. Mike.
Oh, hello, everyone. I'm sitting here on my throne of salt, as we all know. Well, the newbies don't know. I'm a salty dude. I can win other people's matches. I apparently just can't win my own, is really what happens here. My matches, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I watch other people play. I'm like, why are you doing this? What are you doing? In order, though, from our matches and me being pissed off, some of them, nothing big and scary happened. M1 and Dan, nothing really out of the ordinary there, but I did like watching Manus just keep wishing Dragonite back up, and fucking Tristan had it just nothing. And I'm also pretty sure Manus brought Protect on 6 Pokemon, which is somebody who's been Toxic Stalled before, that pisses me off. But, I mean, he said he was going to do it. He's like, I need to run out Trick Room type. So, me versus Jack, oh, I'm so mad at myself. I'm so mad at myself. I played so dumb. I did me. It didn't go turn 1 from what I expected. I didn't expect Focus Sash on Cloister. I expected Shell Smash, and I looked at it as the opportunity of, oh, if I can delete this thing now, I could win this whole game. Right now. And then it was Focus Sash, and I went, I just lost this whole game. Right now. I will warn, I'm pretty sure I'm playing Drac. I will lose this easy again next week. I'm warning you. I'm coming for you. Rob versus Garrison. I have a lot of questions, as always, when I watch Rob play. Like, he did Fake Out on a very obvious switch. Why? Why keep Blisseying on the Leech Seed when you're just giving Venusaur health at this point? My favorite Pokemon Rob has, I told him how to get over Mega Venusaur with it, and he was too much of a pussy to do it. He didn't execute it. He could have teched CC onto it to take care of the Terrakion, for example, and Rob just... I love Arcanine. He's so good. So many items, so many uses, and Rob just used it not good at all. The worst match of the week, which made me feel better about losing, it was so bad, was Thomas and Murphy. So dumb. So fucking stupid. I get it, guys. It was a meme match. But Garrison was like, Garrison. Murphy was like, I'm going to bring 2 Pokemon that aren't memes and real. And you had to know one of them is Togekiss. Because real Togekiss is a meme. They didn't even need to change the real Togekiss build to fuck you with it. And you were just like, I'm going to bring Belly Drum Clefable. That sounds fun. I'm going to bring Physical Blacephalon. Physical Blacephalon! You guys are stupid. You guys are so dumb. Murphy, I'm happy you won that because I really want Thomas to go winless. Boner and Gage, however, or James, for those of you who don't know him. James and Gage, why do you keep switching so much, James? You switched you didn't play like yourself, and I think it's because you drafted a lot of one-trick ponies, and you can't be put into a corner. You need to. You're a peacock. They gotta let you fly. You need to be able to do stupid fucking plays. Drafting like Mega Gardevoir and just the weird shit you did with it. Maybe you're just rusty and you're out of your element and the Washington measles are getting to you. I don't know, dude, but you got to step this shit up. All I have to say about Dave and Kyle is fuck the both of you. I hate you. That's it. Fuck both of you. You're awful. You suck. I don't ever want to watch that again. I'm happy it's over. Watching Mitch lose to Drac didn't make me salty. It made me happy because I went, oh, look, Mitch is actually going to win because Ambipom is fast as fuck. And then Mitch went, I need a Alomomola more than I need Ambipom. I'm a sack Ambipom right now. And I was just like, but why? Mitch, why? You love having wins, like +4 crazy wins, and then just, I don't need this. Who needs a win? I'm going to throw this away right now. So, Drac, I'm happy you got your win week 1 against Mitch because, oh my God, watching Nihilego go was quite fun. It was good times. Mitch, you suck so bad. You suck so bad. You take wins and turn them into L's. That, this week, is really all I'm salty about. But fuck you, Kyle and Dave. Fuck.
Well, thank you for coming down off the salt throne to give us a little bit of that salt. Ooh, that's salty!
Salty, boys. Salty.
Wow, that was Mike's Salt Castle. How did you like it? Your silence speaks volumes, Mario. So let's talk about the commish picks real quick here. Let's talk about first. We got the Conference Cup starting this week, which I have not completed the tab yet on the old document, but Conference Cup is something that we've been doing for 3 or 4 seasons at this point, where you have out-of-conference matches, and for your plus, you get points. And the people who win the biggest at the end of the Conference Cup, you get a prize, usually some knockoff Pokemon that I still owe a lot of people, but I'll look into getting possibly a better prize or something. Maybe me and Manny will talk it out. Maybe you get a draft picks or something. I don't know, dude. I don't know, man.
You are running out of the good shitty Pokemon.
But so the first 2 Conference Cup matches this week, which I don't have, I should probably put up for a graphic of the matches of next week as well here, which I do not have, which is, whatever. My fault for not putting more thought. It's the first week. You build up to it. You build up.
Yeah.
So
our feet on the ground.
So why did I delete the document that had all the battles in it? So I'm deleting. Let me just paste this into Notepad real quick so I can look at 2 things at once. Okay, so the 2 commish pick battles, or the 2 Conference Cup battles, excuse me. We'll talk about our commish picks for those first. A very interesting battle, I think. James versus Murphy. As I said, Murphy showing as one of the better battlers out of the group. I mean, basically everybody, as far as I'm concerned, everybody from New York has surpassed Thomas at this point.
Shots fired. He's like our Tyler.
He's their Tyler. Oh no!
Oh.
I am going to go with the upset here. James does have the tenure, but I'm taking Murphy +3 on this one.
Well, why don't you tell everybody what Manny had to say about it?
Why don't you tell them what you said about it, because any pick that Mario was making here, him and Manny inadvertently picked the exact same thing down to the plus of the Conference Cup matches. So you just say what you want, or what you chose, and then I'll go, yeah!
Was it?
So he had... You could open the document and look at it yourself, but it... This is why I write things down, Mario, so I can come back to them later.
On my phone, I can't do that.
James,
believe it was +3.
James +2 is what you had. So James +2 is what Manny and Mario had for that here. The next one, Tristan versus Rob. As much as we love Bobby, we really do. As I can't say it enough that I love Bobby. Tristan +2.
Yeah, Tristan +3.
And Manny, of course. Tristan +3. So, going back to the top here, Dan versus Dave is what we have next here, and I have faith in the champ. I'm going with Dan on this one.
I'm giving it to Dave. I'm really looking forward to how he does with the comeback, coming back to the league. And I think he's refreshed. He's meditated. He's had enough time to put thought into it. I think he's going to come in and crush it.
He went and trained under a waterfall. It was great.
Yeah.
Next, we've got... So the rest of these, spoiler alert, are all sweeps week. So this could be a very one-sided commish picks here. Oh, and I didn't mention, of course, the first week, Manny and I went 4-4. Mario, you went 3-5. So you got some ground to make up, which you're not going to make up considering you chose the exact same shit as Manny. So no matter what happens...
Thanks, boys, for letting me down this week.
Manny is going to be one ahead of you, but either way. So, Kyle versus M1 here. M1 had a very good showing, again, as I said, against Dan, against the champion, but Kyle is becoming a boogeyman almost in my mind of this league, of just where it's one of those things where I see that name and I'm like, how's he gonna lose? I don't think he doesn't, the season that he won, no more mistakes. After a loss like that to Dave of 79 turns of absolute misery, he's gonna take this as seriously as possible, so I'm taking Kyle. And of course, Manny and Mario are taking Kyle.
Yeah. It's the sweeps week.
Manny versus Gage. Although I talk up Gage, as good as Gage is, I'm giving it to Manny on this one.
Sweep. Give him the sweep.
Get out your brooms, ladies and gentlemen. It's Manny. Going at it here. Drac versus Mike. Now, we don't mean to all pick against Mike, given that I believe you've said that you're going to pick against Mike every time now, Mario.
Yeah, and Manny said it for like 4 seasons now.
After putting your faith in him once, I can't believe that what is it with Mike to where we're all just like, yeah, he's actually good at Pokemon, and then he just shits the bed every time.
Can't let it go to his head.
Gotta make him work for it. Drac across the board, sweep it, sweep him up.
The sweep.
Get
a stock image of a broom.
A nice gif of a broom that I can have go across the screen. Hey, if you wanna help put in for $199 license for XSplit so I could use all of that shit, like unlimited windows and stuff, so I'm not crammed into 4 as my limit, feel free.
Yeah, we'll see if the channel takes off. It's full time.
Garrison versus Thomas is our next one here. I don't know when I'm going to pick Thomas again. I picked him week 1 as the upset over Murphy, and it's not like Mike. Thomas can win some. Thomas versus Rob are going to be some tough matches to call, let me tell you. It's Garrison across the board on this one, so just get the sweep. Sweep. I skipped Jack versus Mitch. I think I did. Either way, if we already dunked on Mitch, I'm sorry for dunking on you twice, but yeah, Jack.
Jack, yeah.
3 Jacks across the board. Burgers and fries.
Good restaurant.
Nice
plug. Good plug.
Sponsored by 3 Jacks Burger Bar in Dunmore, Pennsylvania.
Miles away from ordinary.
I'm sorry, miles away from ordinary is that Carnival Cruise?
I think it's Corona.
Why did I think it was Carnival Cruise?
This is miles away from ordinary.
It's miles away from ordinary. Let me tell you, going into week 2, Mario, week 2 is going to be miles away from ordinary because can I just ask you a question really quickly here?
What? What is this question?
Mario, I have to ask you, it has been burning a hole in my throat the entire time. Is week 2 the most important week of the season?
Of course.
All right, there we go. I'm glad you're on board with this at this point, and you're not sandbagging me anymore, you motherfucker.
You're doing it to yourself now. You can let it go. Now I have to draw attention to it.
It's the most important. Legitimately for Manny, he was saying, starting off in a potential spot where if he loses to Gage and James and Tristan win their Conference Cup battles, he could be in third place, or fourth place even, in the division, which is very tough to crawl out of. So, legitimately, this could be the most important week of the season for Manny.
Yeah. Nah, man, it's a new season, new me. I'm not going to be happy.
New year, new me, new season.
Yeah.
So I think then we will turn the page on this one. We will close the book on week 1, and going into week 2, Mario, do you have anything specific you want to say even?
Thomas, get your shit together.
Thomas, get your shit together. Don't fall. That's the week 1 motto should be, don't fall for a meme match.
Most important week of the season.
Week 1 was the most important week of the season. Oh no, I started my music too early, and you fucked it up. And I fucked it up because I started my music too early, so that must mean that it is time for the end here. Signing off, I am Joe.
I'm Mario.
Everyone out there in Pokeland, Pokemon Land, Pokemon Fun League Land, PFL Land, have fun!
Have fun.